Have you all been struggling? You just need a little break from the world because the world feels like it's spinning out of control and overwhelming. Well, let me tell you something. We have the perfect guest for you, and she is going to share about the Perfect Expo. If you are local to Harrisburg in Pennsylvania, and if not, you'll be able to catch vendor interviews live on Be Here Now. We're excited to stream the event live, and we have Sharon Muzio with us today to share with us everything about her expo called Spirit of Oneness. And the theme this year is leading with kindness. Could not be more perfect. Leading with kindness. We are coming to you live on the newstreamingnetwork.com TV, podcast, and WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio. I am your co-host, Judy Forder, and I am here with my co-host in peace, Miss Janice Leonard.
Hello, everybody. How are you? It's great to be here.
And our special guest, Sharon Muzio.
Yay!
Welcome back, Sharon.
Thank you for having me back.
We're very happy to have you. Okay, Janice, I'm sorry I cut you off.
I just get confused. You get used to a certain pattern. Heaven forbid, you should change it.
Sorry.
I'm Janice, obviously, and Judy and I are here to try to help everyone find a little more peace, a little more love in their hearts and their life. We share different things we've learned, and we have excellent, exceptional guests who can help teach us things and share information and their stories with us. And that's what we love to do. We do it. We volunteer. We don't get paid, and we love it. We are a 501c3, though, so if you feel inclined and able to, we would appreciate any donations, non-taxable. Just go to our website, www.peacefulempowermentworks.org. Donate buttons on the top and the bottom, and do what you can, or if all you can do is press like, we appreciate that too. Thank you.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. It's funny because right before we started, I was thinking, okay, I have this thought for the hook, and then I got scared. I was like, don't do that. I was going to sing the beginning theme to Cheers. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got.
Everything you've got. Oh, yeah. Yes. I love that song.
I was all scattered and out of rhythm, Janice. I apologize for that.
Oh. You know what? I would have loved it, but I would have had to join in with you.
that wouldn't have been a problem at all. All right. So, Janice, to help get me straight, will you please ring us in?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. All right. Thank you for that. What is our attitude of gratitude this week, Miss Janice?
Oh, boy. I had one. I'll try to hold it off till next week, maybe about my brother. But this week, yesterday morning, after I dropped off my granddaughter to school, going down our back road I love to drive on and go by the cow farm. And as I'm passing by, I see a cow in an outside bin, just something coming out of its back end. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she's giving birth. So I try to find a place to pull over and run over. And I got there with the camera just as it was dropped. Probably had turned maybe because it looks like it's got a lot of wood chips on him. But that little black spot on the bottom, that is a newborn cow. And there is nothing as gratitude feeling, whatever the word is, as seeing the birth of an animal or another living being. And that's her and the baby.
You witnessed the miracle of life.
I did. It was wonderful.
Wow. Did you stick around long enough to see her all cleaned up?
No, the one of the workers was right there trying to take care of everything, and I felt a little awkward. You don't mind, do you? I've asked you before. I've taken pictures of your cows, and he was good. Said no. So, because they have those fences, those metal fences, So I had to like stick my arms between them and contort myself.
All right.
Oh,
So Janice is grateful for the miracle of life.
yeah. And that was the day that I believe definitely believe there's a God. The day I gave birth, because how can anything be created that complex nervous system and without some kind of higher power influence? Because it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And you built that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You built her.
Yeah.
Oh, all righty. How about your good news story this week?
Oh boy, I love this good news story. So let's see what we've got for the picture up there. Okay, it's kind of longish. I'm going to take the position that I am the man on the left, and I'm going to tell the story like I'm him, because this is such a wonderful story. My name is Walker. I'm 78. My wife left me for a cruise ship singer back in '92. No kids, just me, my tiny apartment above the laundromat, and these shaky hands from 40 years under car hoods. Retired mechanic, used to fixing things that clanked. Now, I mostly fix my own coffee. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I sit on the hard plastic bench at the Peterson Street bus stop. Not because I need the bus much anymore. My doctor says I shouldn't drive at night, but the bench, it's quiet. A good spot to watch the world go by. See the real stuff, the hard stuff. One cold Tuesday last January, a girl sat down, maybe 15, hood pulled way low over her eyes, not crying, just empty, like a battery ran out. She sat so still, even the steam from her breath looked tired. I didn't say anything, just sat, sipped my thermos tea, same as always. She came back the next week, same time, same hollow look. I offered her tea. She shook her head and mumbled, "I'm not homeless, old man." Her voice was rough like gravel. "Didn't say you were," I said. "Tea's just tea, good on cold days." She didn't take it, but she didn't leave right away either. Week after week, I see her, sometimes alone, sometimes with a little boy, maybe 7, clinging to her coat. A brother, I guess. He looked scared of his own shadow. One day, the little boy dropped his toy truck, cheap plastic wheel already loose. He started to cry quiet sobs. The girl just stood there staring at the broken little thing like it was the last straw. My hand shook bad, but I knelt slow, pulled a bent paperclip from my pocket, which is a mechanic's habit, always got one, took the truck, fixed the wheel with the clip. Took 2 minutes. "There," I said, voice raspy. "Custom job. Holds better now." The little boy stopped crying, looked at the truck, then at me, smiled a tiny bit. His sister just stared. Didn't say thanks, but she came back the next week. Slowly, things changed. Not big things, small ones. She'd nod when she saw me. Sometimes she'd take the tea. Her name was Melanie. The little boy was Leo. She started talking. Not much, just "school sucks," or "landlord's yelling again." I didn't give advice. Never did that well with engines, let alone people. I just listened, nodded, said, "Yeah, that sounds tough." Sometimes I'd say, "You getting enough to eat?" If she said no, I'd slip her a $5 bill I kept folded in my thermos lid. For Leo's milk, I'd say, "Never charity, just milk." People saw us. Grumpy shop owner across the street stopped yelling at Melanie when he saw her sitting with me. The bus driver started letting Leo ride free sometimes. Other kids from the neighborhood began hanging around the bench after school. Not troublemakers, just kids who looked tired, like they carried too much. I'd share my thermos, fix a broken headphone wire with a paperclip, tell a dumb joke about carburetors, made them laugh. Then my memory got foggy. Bad days. Forgot Melanie's name once. She didn't get mad. She just said, "It's Melanie, Mr. Walker, and Leo's here." She brought Leo. He showed me how to fix his bike chain properly. Kid knew things. Felt good, real good. Last month, I had a bad fall. Woke up in the hospital. Nurses said, "Who takes care of you, Walker?" I mumbled about Melanie. Next day, the doctor looked surprised. "That young woman, she's been here every hour they'd let her. Paid your copay. Said you fixed her when no one else saw her broken." I got home yesterday, weak, shaky, went to my bench. It was different. Cleaned up. Fresh paint, a little metal box screwed to the side. Inside, pencils, paper, a stack of bus tickets, a thermos just like mine full of tea, and a note in messy writing for anyone who needs to sit or talk or just be seen. Melanie and Leo, the bench crew. People stop now. Teens, moms, the strollers, an old man like me just watching. They sit, they talk, or they just sit quietly sipping tea. Nobody's homeless here. Just people who needed a safe spot to breathe. Melanie visits me upstairs sometimes, brings Leo. He's fixing my toaster now. Says he wants to be a mechanic. I didn't build a fridge, didn't hang coats, didn't fix broken toasters for a town. I just sat on a bus bench with tea and saw a girl who was breaking. Didn't try to fix her, showed up every Tuesday, every Thursday. Turns out that's enough. Maybe the most important thing anyone can do. Just show up. See the person. Don't look away. It costs nothing, but it can change everything. Melanie posted a picture online yesterday. Just the bench, empty, with the thermos sitting there. Caption, "This old man saved me by doing nothing. Please be somebody's bus bench today." It's got over 200,000 shares. People everywhere are finding benches, bus stops, library corners, just sitting, seeing. My hands shake worse now, but my heart feels steady, stronger than any engine I ever fixed. Because kindness isn't about grand plans, it's about showing up for the quiet kid on the bench, for the broken moment, for each other, every single day. You don't need a fridge, you just need to be there. Whew. And that was by Astonishing Mary Nelson.
Mm. Kindness is free. Holding space is free.
You know, and sometimes I just don't feel like I have the strength or ability to really help, like the way I think I should help, you know, what it looks like. But, you know, jeepers, I could just sit there.
Just show up. Yeah, we were talking about judgment in the pre-show meeting. And, you know, he sat there. He didn't judge. He observed. And I used to think one of my strongest assets when I taught was I never took a sick day. I showed up. I was there. I was consistent. And in a world where there isn't a lot that you can rely on and be consistent, consistency can be a superpower. And, you know, there's a lot of wonderful messages that come from that story, Janice. And I feel that's one. Yeah. Whew. Kindness is free. Just show up.
Anyone can do that. Doesn't matter how old you are or physically able or not able or emotionally able or not able. I love it.
Me too. Thank you. That was a great one. All right. So let's move on to how Miss Sharon Muzio has decided to show up for people and create this beautiful expo called Spirit of Oneness. This year's theme is leading with kindness again. And, you know, it's not Sharon's first rodeo. She's been on the show before. So we talked about, we're going to I'll post her bio in the comments section once the show is finished, but we're going to glaze right over the bio and go straight to Spirit of Oneness questions. And let's start with Sharon. Whatever possessed you to start an expo?
Well, it started organically because we had I had people say it would be fun to be able to see a lot of different practitioners, like for a discounted amount. So I started to have these wellness fairs inside the wellness center. I own a property in Harrisburg where my business is located. And so we would basically, back in 2010, it started by turning the center, the wellness center rooms, into whatever they were supposed to be. So maybe my massage room became a room for someone to do readings, and someone else's room was that person offering sessions. And then we had people that didn't work at the wellness center come and offer their services. And we put up partitions and made these little makeshift cubbies. And we'd have maybe 10 people offering different things for a discounted rate. And the thought really came from the idea of the people that need the wellness stuff the most, which is all out of pocket stuff because insurance doesn't cover it. They're the ones that often don't have the ability to pay for it when it's very highly priced.
True.
And so the thought on my end was to be able to expose people to what these services are: wellness, alternative, holistic services, Reiki, massage, DNA activation, different kinds of healing touch, different kinds of divinations, runes and cards and mediumship and all this type of thing, but not for the rate that people would charge. So it would give everybody that came that opportunity. And from there, that kind of outgrew the wellness center. We moved into the UCC church that we used to call the Kmart church because it was located by Kmart in Harrisburg. Well, we're in Colonial Park, a suburb of Harrisburg. And so the Kmart church let me do the wellness event on a Saturday, but not a weekend, because obviously Sunday they had services. But they were very open. The UCC church was very open. There are a lot of Christian-based organizations that are super open to alternative treatments. And so they were super open to this. And I saw where, like, some of their parishioners, if that's what they're called, or people, the attendees that go to the church, actually came to the event because they were curious about finding someone to help them with whatever that thing was that they needed help with. And so that was really the humble basis of everything, was to help other people. It kind of reminds me of becoming a nurse. Like, why did you become a nurse? To help people. It's very cliche, but it really is underneath of whatever other fancy dialogue you could create. It's that wanting to be of service and to stay in service to other people.
I love that.
Showing up that way by creating an environment where other people can offer what they offer. Basically like a broker, so to speak. And so that's how it started in 2010. And here we are, 2025, and we're at a 2-day event. We've been for many years at a 2-day event. And we're in the Scottish Rite in Harrisburg, PA. It is a Masonic temple that is rented for different reasons. Our orchestras, our Harrisburg orchestra has been there, our symphony. We've had, they have housed dance recitals. They've housed doo-wop bands. I mean, even back in the day, I think the Indigo Girls played there in their theater.
Oh, wow.
Before they went to the Forum because they needed more space. And so it's a very wonderful location. It's air conditioned, and there's an elevator, and it avails us a lot of space to do whatever we want to do. So we've been there, and we have a contract to stay there for many years to come.
Awesome.
So that's kind of how it came to be.
Now, where the spirit of oneness, where did the name come from?
So at the time that I was contemplating moving this fair from the wellness center, Alta View Wellness Center, out of the building, I had meetings with practitioners, some that worked in the wellness center. They had their business there, rented space from me, and others that worked at other places, and said, we're a team of people. How, what do you think? I'd like you to be part of an advisory meeting to determine, more in-depth ways that we could take this on the road, which is what it wound up happening. And in those meetings, spirit was coming up and oneness was coming up. because we were talking, I mean, it's definitely a spirit guided endeavor for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a concept of all of us are offering our piece of the oneness for each other. So there's a lot of hand holding, even though we're all doing our own things in different ways. We're all hand holding, surrounding people with light and love, and trying to work in ways that we can help people live their best life. So that was everyone's goal, from however they approached it with whatever modality they had in their purview. So it kind of got meshed together as the Spirit of Oneness, but it was not how it is now. It was the Spirit of Oneness Wellness Expo. That's a lot. And there was a couple, Judy and Ron Butler, that owned a company, and they still do, called Crystal Sage. Since COVID, they haven't done shows anymore. They just have an online business. But one day Ron came to me and said, you got to get rid of this wellness word. You got to say holistic, because it's the wellness. And I thought, you're absolutely right. And so then I changed it. I kind of just voted to change it to Spirit of Oneness, a holistic expo, because it includes everything. And sometimes wellness comes across as fitness,
right?
Like the gym, weights, milkshakes or whatever, muscle milk and all that. And although that we've had vendors offer things that are in that gym fit sense, this is more of a connection to spirituality, regardless of religion, and a connection to peace within your being in whatever way you can find that, through modalities that are hands-on or divinations, readings, things like that.
Mm-hmm. All right. I feel like this is a great place for us to break for commercial. And when we get back, we'll talk about, we'll be more specific on what it is that's being offered at the expo this year.
Great.
So we'll be right back.
I was wondering if I could do that with my chakra bells. Sorry.
It's a nice song.
It is.
It's upbeat.
It always makes me dance. Welcome back to Be Here Now, Peaceful Empowerment Works production. We are here with Sharon Muzio, and she is talking about the Spirit of Oneness Expo that is happening the first weekend in October 4th and October 5th in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And prior to the commercial break, we got a little history of how it all has come to be what it is today. And now we're going to talk about the specifics of what's going to be offered at the show this year. She has a lot of exciting things going on. So, Sharon, do you want to talk about some of the vendors and what modalities are going to be offered?
Yeah. So I'd like to start with every year for many years, we would rotate different non-for-profit organizations in the Harrisburg and surrounding areas that needed help financially. And we would give them space to do whatever it was that they needed, like a silent auction or whatever. And over the years, we've helped with suicide prevention. We've helped with animal shelters. We've helped with a large animal organization in Mechanicsburg. And we started to help what are called community cats. We've stuck with the community cats because every time, it seemed like over the years, every time we worked with a group, they got on the map, so to speak, where they were really getting a lot of notoriety, fundraising. In some cases, car dealerships were sponsoring them. And so this organization, Nobody's Cats, it's a small organization that does works with different counties through a voucher system and helps to basically keep feral colonies of cats healthy. Not all outdoor cats are feral. A lot of them are loving, but they're outdoor cats and they don't really belong to anyone. So nobody's cats is what they're considered. They're really nobody's cats, but they're everybody's cats. So this organization was founded by my friend Christine Arnold. She has she's a survivor of cancer. She is a very strong woman, and she started this organization herself, and it's grown nicely to be known for spay neutering feral, or again, community animals, community cats, and helping to keep the community cat colonies fed and healthy. So this year, every year we help them to fundraise during the expo. And this year, a couple things are happening. First of all, several people that are Lotus-like Reiki practitioners are coming to do a workshop offering of Lotus-like Reiki, and they're doing an attunement. And that is something that's very costly and probably hard for some people to be able to pay for. And so we're offering this for free. Of course, there's a $5 admission to come into the expo for all the things available. Once you get in the door, there's that admission fee. But once you get in the door, if you choose to be attuned, we ask you for a love offering for this organization, which is Nobody's Cats. We also have 2 tattoo artists from the 717 Tattoo Company, which is one of the offices is located right across from Alta View Wellness Center. And one of the tattoo artists, Kevin Martin, is my friend and my personally my tattoo artist. He and another friend of mine, Jazz, have agreed and did this last year as well to offer tattoos that have some lilt towards cats. Some are more metaphysical, and some are cats and crystals and moons and suns. And part of the proceeds goes to Nobody's Cats. And then finally, there's a friend of mine who comes every year and does henna, Autumn, and Autumn will donate part of her henna money also to the cats. And then the cat people, the Nobody's Cat people, will have a silent auction. And a lot of vendors donate items to the auction. Like a vendor might donate a free Reiki session, or they might donate a box of crystals. And you bid on those things, and the proceeds go again to the cats. So we try to have a focus on community by featuring a non-for-profit, and we have really found a good fit with Nobody's Cats. Now, once they're on the map making $1 million for the cats, we'll find someone else. But right now, we're still trying to get them there. So that's the focus. As far as practitioners go, we have people that are offering a lot of great things. Essential oils. We have a practitioner who makes all of her own oils. She makes potpourri. She's actually doing a workshop on having an apothecary. She's also one of the people that donated a bottle of a special blend called the Spirit of Oneness 25 blend. That's going to be in all the bags that people get at the door. We have goodies that go in these gift bags. And she created that. Her name is Reverend Sharon Ross. She's just one of the very soul-centered people that are vending. We have other vendors that are offering things like reflexology and therapeutic touch, healing touch, people that have crystals, people that have vitamins and elixirs. I say everything from lotions and potions and candles and all of those items. We have 2 floors in the Scottish Rite Cathedral. The main floor that you enter from outside, we have parking for people with disabilities in the rear of the building, and then a normal layout of parking in the front of the building on 3rd that can have about 1,500 cars. And so there's 2 ways in. We have 2 floors of stuff happening. On each floor, there's a vendor hall and a classroom. On the main floor, there's the Crown Chakra Hall and the North Star Classroom. On the lower level, there's the Chill Lounge, where all the food is delivered and prepared and served, and a little relaxing area. And then there's the Root Chakra Room or vendor hall and the South Star Classroom. The difference in those classrooms is that in the South Star classroom, there isn't anywhere to sit. You're going to lay down and you're going to meditate. You're going to have opportunities to meet spirit guides, animal guides. You're going to have opportunities to do yoga, opportunities for dancing and movement. So that class is an open room that you can just kind of get your groove on and sort of through physicality and mental emotional spaces get to a place of peace. And then the upstairs classroom is more didactic. There's chairs, there's a microphone, there's a table, and that's the place where you're going to do stuff, make things, take things, create a journal, write a poem. We have a poet coming and he's going to work with us to I say us like I could be in the classes. I wish I could be in the classes. I will not be in the classes, but he's going to work with the people that attend to write a poem. And his wife is coming and doing yoga in the other classroom. So there's a lot of cool things happening all weekends like that. I want to mention one thing. We talked about what's different this year, and a lot of what's different this year is that experiential. It's not just sitting down and someone's talking at you. It's you actually emerging yourself into the thing, whatever that might be. And also, I want to mention that most, not all, but 95% of the vendors are local. And when I say local, I mean they're from the central Pennsylvania area. And so if you're interested in a service after you've received a mini service from them, you can reconnect and go to their office. That's what is nice about this. Maybe their office is 15 or 20 minutes away from the venue where we had the expo. And so this is a great opportunity if you're on a path trying to figure out, well, what do I do next? Where do I go? Who do I talk to? And you meet someone at the expo, you don't have to say goodbye because they're out in California. They're here and they'll have your back, and you can go see them in their setting. The poetry person is from Middletown and his wife as well. They have a wellness center there, yoga studio there. There's an animal communicator from Boiling Spring. The names of the places I'm mentioning are all within a short drive from where the venue of the expo is. And I think that's important. I have gone to many expos in huge cities, and I've loved everything that I've experienced there, but I really can't make a connection with the vendor for continuity of my wellness care because they're not approachable. I can't drive 5 hours to get a session every month, So this way, most of the people attending are from the central PA or suburban to central PA area, and they can attend the place of business where the vendor is.
Exactly. Now, through the interviews, because Be Here Now is going to be there Friday afternoon during setup, and we're going to start streaming live vendor interviews. One of the reasons we do that is to A, support Sharon and the expo, and B, we believe, like Sharon was saying, there's millions of different ways to get support and guidance on your journey. And, Janice and I like to talk about there's a million different ways for people to find peace within themselves so then they can find peace in their world. And an expo like this is a perfect opportunity to, like Sharon said, get a little taste of all that. Now, we do the vendor interviews because A, if you're local, grabs your attention and has you come in. And B, if you're not local, there are many vendors that do virtual services as well. They have online stores if they sell crystals and other things. So even if you're not close to central Pennsylvania and you're not able to hop in your car and drive, watch our vendor interviews because there's going to be, and I can guarantee it, at least one that you're going to be like, I need to reach out to that person. And as we do the interview, we'll have all their contact information up so that you'll have a way to get in touch with them. So we'll be doing it Friday afternoon from 2 to 5 and all day Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30. We'll be running vendor interviews. on the Be Here Now platform.
I know I'm getting inspired to do a me weekend. I think I'm going to go down and experience this. I can't wait. And not only that is I have found already a few vendors that do it online and virtually. So I can continue. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
A lot of
What a-
vendors
what-
have an online platform, definitely.
Yep.
I mean, this is great. I mean, you can feel Sharon's love and community, and I think what you're saying is when you go there, and I can't wait to experience that.
Yes, the schedule, if you want to check out the schedule for the workshops and the interactive activities, you can go to the website. Sharon has a website set up for Spirit of Oneness, www.spiritofonenessevent.com. And that'll give you a schedule of the workshops, where they're located. And Sharon, I'm going to call you out live on the internet. There is a space for vendor list, but it hasn't been updated yet. I was going to try to throw some vendor names out there. Well,
Yes.
you've seen John Tucker. He was on the show a couple weeks ago. You've seen
Yes.
Annie Inkst. She was on the show. And Trish Zook was on the show last week. So they are 3 vendors that are going to be there. And
Yes.
the pictures
In the corner, there's Tansy Rogers. She'll be there. That's the root chakra vendor hall. She's in the left corner. She loves that corner. She said that everybody knows where to find her. So that's where she always wants to be. There's a henna that Autumn did. Again, part of the fee for the henna goes to the cats. And then there's a lot of crystals, all pictures of crystals that different vendors have, and soaps, skull soaps. There's just a lot of fun stuff. And a lot of the vendors that create things, they do have a very strong online presence. That's a very big part of their business. And that's wonderful. So they can cater to the person in person, and then they can continue a relationship long distance.
Absolutely.
And it works very well. Yes.
Outstanding. So yeah, Sharon and I were raving about the food, because there's the food area as well. So there's great food available throughout the day. And Severia, if you want to go to the next slide.
And there's Lana in the corner on the left top, where she's doing a sound healing on a person, and she's using a gong. That happens in a corner of the one of the vendor halls. There's more handmade items. They're the tattoo artist in the middle bottom. There's hand pan happening with Donna Marie Artsy. And then there's a Enchanted Botanicals banner. And she also has a very strong online presence. She's from Maryland. She creates candles and different, she basically takes everything in her garden and repurposes it, dried or liquid or whatever, and then uses it for different wonderful lotions and potions.
Wow.
Yes, that's our friend Deb Schaefer. She's been on the show.
She's wonderful. She's a wonderful lady. I really can't say enough about the energy. I mean, I really just want to take a moment to say that, like, all these things that we're looking at, those earrings and the Tulsi Farms tea and Dottie Batdorf and all these like items, the bracelets and all, these are created from love. They come from a place of love. Yes, there's a fee. Yes, there's a cost. But it's not just mass produced in a factory. They're things that are one of a kind. These earrings, the daisies are like, there's 2 daisies. Someone picked those daisies and then they put them in a resin and then they made an earring out of them. And that's a whole intention of bringing that sunshine to you. So when you wear the daisy, you feel upbeat and happy, like you have suns. And, there's a lot of that intention behind products. Yes, there's things for sale, but they're sold with a lot of integrity and a lot of intention for your highest good. So that's what I think sets it apart. And I always say it's a boutique expo, because I've been to expos that have maybe 800 vendors, and they're wonderful. And you can meet really high-end people. I met Don Miguel Ruiz at an expo like that. I sat in a classroom with him before he had his heart surgery. It was wonderful. But it's a huge expo, and it's very impersonal. Our expo is small. I mean, 75 vendors tops, and that's it. And it's tiny. in the sense of, we're not in like a stadium or a spectrum kind of place where there's levels and levels and levels of vendors. This is more contained. And it's intentional to be that way. I don't really want it to get much bigger than it is, because I think it's part of the charm.
No, I absolutely agree. And I was sharing this with Sharon prior to with Sharon Janice about, we did vendor interviews from Sharon's Expo years ago, prior to COVID, as Journeys with Judy. Jen and I started doing this. And the one thing that always stood out is the energy of the expo. And Sharon is the one that has, created this. She's the leader, and the energy of the expo carries her energy, which means the foundation of it is love, integrity, and purpose. So, all the vendors that are there align with that.
Yes.
And oddly enough, if they don't, you don't see them back the next year.
Right.
So
we part ways.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is very intentional that Sharon keep it small and intimate. It is very intentional because she vets every vendor that comes through. And it's an intuitive feeling from her. Do they feel aligned with the mission that I have put forward of Spirit of Oneness? Do they support Spirit of Oneness, of us holding the hands, coming together? And if you're on your own little island with the only intention to make a buttload of money and mass producing things that don't carry that vibration of intention and love and integrity, then you don't find yourself aligned with Sharon's Expo. And it takes a lot of energy to do what Sharon does year after year after year. And I know for our community, because I'm in Shrewsbury, Pennsylvania, for our community, we are extremely grateful for the effort that you put in to make sure that your event is one of based in integrity and love. So it is not missed. Everybody feels it. That's why everybody keeps coming back.
Thank you. I've also been blessed because of the longevity of the expo to hear people tell a story to another person that this is how they found their Reiki person, or this is how they found that person. And they come back every year. And it's been like a commitment that they've made to continue to come. But way back when they first started, they found their tribe, and they honor that through coming back. So that means a lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's always the first weekend in October. So there you go. It's easy for you to block it out from here to the end of time, because it's always the first weekend in October. One year we missed because of COVID. Next year we missed because my niece got married.
I mean, I can't wait to go. Thank you for being you and bringing this to the community. Really, thank you. Lynn Murray, Trace has given us a message. Every time I walk in the door of Spirit of Oneness, I feel like I've come home. Oh, that's nice.
Absolutely. Feel the same way, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you for watching and commenting. So yes, Spirit of Oneness, October 4th and 5th. 4th, the doors open at what time?
10.
10 to 6?
Yep. 10 to 6 Saturday and 10 to 5 Sunday.
10 to 5 on Sunday. Vendor interviews start on Friday during setup. If you're a vendor out there and you haven't reached out to me to schedule your interview yet, please do. We want to get as many booked prior to the event so that we can do some fancy graphics and stuff for y'all to get the advertising and the promo pushed out there. So again, you can reach me at judyforder@comcast.net. Email me and we'll get that all set up for you vendors out there. Sharon, thank you again so much for being here. Janice, do you have something for us to chew on before we part ways?
Oh, yeah. As a person struggling with fear all the time, this is something to chew on for today. What if your greatest fear disappeared for 1 week? How would you live life differently? How would you live differently?
Something to think about. As Janice may journey from Vermont down to PA.
Yes. I can't wait.
All right, Sharon, thank you again. And everybody who's watching. And if you're in the Central PA area, get in that car and come on out on that first weekend in October, October 4th and 5th, and see us. We want to thank you so much for choosing to be here now with us. Please always remember.
You are not alone.
And don't ever forget, you are awesome. We'll see you next time. Thank you, Sharon.
Thanks, everybody.